Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today on Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Hill. Today we're with Megan West. She's from the National Sweetcorn Festival. Megan, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Megan, give us a little background on you. Where did you grow up? And talk about your career and now your association with the Sweetcorn Festival.
Okay, so I grew up on a specialty crop farm and livestock farm between Rossville and Hoopeston, Illinois. We mainly grow sweet corn, and my dad and my mom have owned the business for as long as I've been alive. So that's where I work in the summer. Other than that, I'm a college student, so I'm busy doing that stuff, pursuing my degree in agri-science technology, and hope to attend grad school at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's crazy busy around here. My husband and I reside on a farm just southeast from Hoopeston, but I've been around the area forever. I'm a 7th generation Vermilion County resident. So my 4-time great grandpa actually almost bought the land where Hoopeston sits now, but instead settled the ground just east of town. So my family have been Hoopeston people for a while.
Okay. All right. Very good. Tell us about your association with the Sweetcorn Festival.
So I am the 79th National Sweetcorn Festival chairman. So basically, I just get to plan all that stuff, plan the bigger events that we're going to have this year, and then I'm on the board with the Hoopeston JCs, and so we all get to just go to meetings and plan the stuff and bring another great festival this year to Hoopeston.
What I always ask these 4 questions. What does the Sweetcorn Festival, first of all, what does it look like when you walk on campus? What does it sound like? What does it smell like?
Okay, so it's the classic fair scene where you walk in and then it just smells like fair food. It just smells like straight up funnel cakes and stuff like that. That's the first thing that hits you. Probably the first sound you'll hear music, you'll hear kids running around having a great time. You'll hear our steam engine, the steam engine whistle that cooks our sweet corn. So no matter where you're at in the park, you can hear that steam whistle and the steam engine whistle whenever it goes off. And then we have where we host the Sweetcorn Festival is in McFerrin Park. So it's the biggest park in our town, and that's where we get to have it. So it's a pretty big park. We've got an area for rides. We've got an area for flea markets. There's an annex where we usually have the demo derbies. We've got a civic center there, and that's where we host the National Sweetheart Pageant. So there's a lot going on. It's a jam-packed, busy weekend.
So walk me through this Sweetcorn thing, because you're probably the second Sweetcorn Festival this week that we have talked to. So your family harvests sweet corn, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And okay, so I grew up in Kansas. For us, corn was a premium row crop. It's harvested by a combine and taken to the grain elevator. What's your farm look like?
So my parents grow about 30 acres of sweet corn. My dad plants it, he spaces out the plantings. And so we have corn usually from the middle of July until the end of September. So it's a very long season compared to other people who grow sweet corn in our area. So in our area, the big way to harvest sweet corn was with sweet corn pickers. So we had a factory in town that would produce these sweet corn pickers, and then we had canning factories in town that would can it. But my parents, we pick it by hand every morning. So we go out there at 5:30 in the morning and we pick until 8, and then we have to go to our stands. We've got 4 stands. We've got one in Attica, Indiana, and then we've got one in Rantoul, Illinois, one in Tilton, Illinois, and then I run the Hoopeston one. So
and that's sustainable for a family.
Festival chairman. I mean, it's come full circle here, but that's kind of what we do here. But the larger operations, they would pick it by machine.
Okay, and that's the only crop that your family does all year long.
So we have We've dabbled in tomatoes and green beans. We've kind of stepped away from the tomatoes a bit. My dad used to plant 900 tomato plants, so that was a lot of work. And now he's kind of switched from tomatoes. He's gone more into beekeeping and has 70 plus beehives right now where he extracts honey and stuff like that. So my mom and dad are beekeeping nerds. They watch beekeeping YouTube videos and go to a conference in Gatlinburg, and it's a whole thing.
But all straight to consumer products.
Yep. So we the honey is just raw honey. My dad extracts it and bottles it, and we sell it there. We sell it at a couple stores in Hoopeston. And then the corn, it's picked fresh every day. Whatever we don't sell, it goes to my pigs or my cattle or whoever will eat it at the farm. But we never sell day old corn.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. Okay, so we got that going on. We got this sweet corn. Tell us about the pageant, because pageants are very regional, that we have found out. Not a lot in the West, not a lot in the Midwest until we get more towards the eastern side of that. Tell us how the pageant works and the significance of that.
So we used to be paired with Miss America system. So the first runner-ups from the state pageants would come and compete. We don't have a partnership with them anymore. There was a couple years where we didn't have a partnership with anyone, and it was all application based. So girls would submit applications, and then we would have a representative from whatever states applied. Now we have a partnership with the Miss Volunteer America organization, which is fantastic. We started this partnership last year, so we had some volunteer girls last year, but now we had girls from Hawaii and Tennessee and all over the place. So it's a pretty big deal. The way this started out was they actually convinced some people from some candy companies and stuff from Michigan and Wisconsin, like other states, to send a girl to vie for the title, and that's what made it a national pageant. Is now we have girls from all over the country who get to come compete. We've had girls who have competed who have gone on to win Miss America. I mean, it's a crazy.
So it's great. You're not the only pageant that some of these young ladies will visit, right?
Correct.
So it's it's a chance for them to have, is it resume building in an aspect?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Because a lot of people think that pageants are just based on looks. They have this stereotype about them that is just like a beauty pageant. Whoever's the prettiest goes up there and wins. But these women are actually, they're so intelligent. They are so accomplished, and meeting them and learning about them and stuff, you get a whole different view on pageantry as a whole. I used to compete in pageants. I'm a former fair queen, but the girls who come to compete for Sweetheart, they're next level. They're amazing.
It's almost professional. Yeah.
It is.
As it goes through there. Megan, for you and your committee, what is the importance of carrying on the tradition of the Sweetcorn Festival?
So it's always been a tradition in Hoopeston. I mean, even if people move away from town, they always come back to Hoopeston for the Sweetcorn Festival. That's when we have most of the class reunions and stuff like that. Yep. And so it's really a coming home part of Hoopeston. Another thing is we get to all the funds that we raise from the National Sweetcorn Festival, we pour back into the community through our Hoopeston JC's Christmas program. So Toys for Kids and Underprivileged Kids Christmas, stuff like that. So not only are we bringing this event to Hoopeston, where there's not usually a lot of big events going on, that the Sweetcorn Festival is a good opportunity for everyone to come together, but we also get to give back to the community later on in the year.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right, Megan, I always ask these two questions in every interview that I do because I am in live music and live entertainment. Always ask this first question: what is the best concert you've seen your entire life?
Oh, my entire life? Oh, okay. So if it was at the Sweetcorn Festival, I would have to say Jody Messina. We had Jody Messina there one year, and as she was singing "Bring On the Rain," it started raining. So that was pretty awesome. That was really cool. But probably my favorite concert I've ever been to, I went to a Neck Deep concert in Chicago. It was a very small venue, and we got to meet the band and stuff like that, and it was a really, really cool atmosphere. So probably that one would be my favorite overall. But Sweetcorn Festival, Jody Messina was absolutely amazing.
That is cool. That is cool. Okay, dead or alive, you could bring one act to the Sweetcorn Festival. Who you bring?
Right now, so lately I've been listening to a lot of Zach Bryan. He's been my favorite artist lately, so I think it'd be super cool to have him at the festival.
Yep, that would be perfect. That'd be perfect. Megan, how do people find out more about the National Sweetcorn Festival?
So they can either visit our website, hoopsandjcs.org, or we have a Facebook page under National Sweetcorn Festival. So you can find out all the information on there. Our festival dates this year are August 31st through September 4th.
Awesome. Thanks, Megan, for being on with us today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine.